All right, I think we're up. Yeah, we're up. All right, hey everyone, welcome to Class vs. Crass, the seventh episode, the best Nintendo podcast on the web, and also the latest today. So if you guys don't know me, we've got, I'm Jason, but more importantly, with us tonight, we have our special guest. Don's with us. Don, how's it going?
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
And you guys know him, the Lord of Crass. We've got Shawn along with us as well tonight.
What's up?
And then, well, yeah, I should have introduced myself last, but that was crassy of me. So anyway, big topics last week in the Nintendo world.
hmm
I've been rushing and puffing. That's why I'm that's why I'm late. I still need to get my dinner in order. So Shawn, you're the host now. I give over to you. Lead us into these huge topics.
All
Finally,
right.
let's talk about Mario Party 10.
Yes, Mario Party 10 Game of the Year. No. The biggest thing, of course, was all the DNA stuff. I guess we should take it piece by piece. The first piece being the most interesting piece of the pie, and that will be Nintendo games on a mobile platform. Mobile meaning your tablet, your PC, your smartphone, all that stuff. So, that's definitely a big step for Nintendo. What, Dan, what kind of things? What do you expect to see out of this as far as the
Well,
smartphone deal goes?
well, we don't know exactly what they're doing, but they have talked about what they are planning to do, and that's only the only thing we have to go on is basically they've said from look, we're not going to port over existing titles to mobile devices because basically don't want to devalue the games that we have already made, which is a fair point. Um, but what they have been saying is like, look, we're going to make mobile games and we're going to make them themselves, but DNA is going to handle the back end of it. And it makes me kind of wonder if, for example, a studio like Nintendo Software Technology, which doesn't make much games anyway, would kind of be enrolled in something like that, like making an endless runner in the sort of Mario or Kirby or whatever they franchise they see fit. And it's kind of a hard to see where it will go because basically they've announced nothing in the shape that they will take it. Are they going to make something bigger? Or going to make something extremely simple? We don't really know at this point.
I would think at least initially it would definitely have to be simple just because it's their first, it's their first mobile game, and I don't know. I think the whole compromising IP thing kind of touches on what you said with something like an endless runner in a Mario world. But wouldn't that kind of devaluize the Mario franchise? It's almost like I don't know. It's very hard to say. I mean, you got games like Pokemon Shuffle, which would be great on an iPhone, but then again, they don't want to port things, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
it's really hard to say.
At the same time, also we have to be careful with franchises like a Pokemon because those are handled, for example, by the Pokemon Company, and they could do wherever they want for ages now. And they have made mobile games. That's the best example we have because the Pokemon Company has made a lot of mobile apps, put their soundtracks up on iTunes and that sort of stuff. So they are way more progressive than Nintendo in some sense of that. So seeing them taking that direction, maybe they will ask some sort of direction from the Pokemon Company and just ask them, hey, look, what have you done in the past? Because they've made like entire apps, like sort of a summer camp based on Pokemon on the iTunes store, just really bigger games for that market. And maybe they will just ask them. That would be a good call because they have a lot more experience than Nintendo themselves have.
I just want to weigh in here and say I called this 2 months ago. And I think it's a fantastic idea for Nintendo to go mobile. I think, there's a lot of worry that we're going to see endless runner Marios or um, Flappy Fox or whatever. But no, like Nintendo is not going to bastardize their IPs. Like it's why they've been avoiding mobile markets for so long. They're very proud of being um, they're very proud of their games, of their IPs, and you can see that they take good care of them, and they only make great console experiences. So that whole like, oh no, they're going mobile. I think we're going to see something amazing on mobile platforms. It's going to be a support structure, and this is my speculation.
Here's the thing, like again, like I just said, the Pokemon Company knows how to make them. They have made like titles that are original in the past, and maybe they will just ask them to how they handled it because they did it directly on point because they didn't devalue the franchise. They did something original with their IP and try to do something that has not been already done on the market. So it will be kind of a guessing game at this point because you can say from oh they're gonna do like the standard like mobile game stuff, but there are genuine good games on mobile devices that sometimes go untouched, and having maybe Nintendo's name to them is like a really good thing at this stage. But at the same time, I don't know. It's a really different topic.
It,
I
it,
think
it,
one issue. Shut up. I think one issue that that's not really been mentioned really is, I mean, because a lot of, you face it, a lot of mobile games, especially on the eShop. So we've started seeing mobile games getting ported over to the 3DS eShop. So how is the mobile market going to affect? Because I mean, the mobile market affects the handheld market to a certain degree. So I think it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo differentiates what goes to mobile and what goes to 3DS. Because I mean, really, that's the
Is it, is
3DS
it,
is
is
the
it
cash cow right now.
is it really that hard? Because it's easy to see that like a platformer like Super Mario 3D Land wouldn't work on a mobile device.
Well, to some degree, yes, but it, I guess more the thing is like if you release a Mario mobile game, are you going to release a Mario 3DS game the same, year or something like that? It seems like added workload.
Yeah, but at the same time, Mario slept on everything, so they can easily make something that Mario related and make it totally unrelatable to whatever they would publish on 3DS.
Do you think any of the mobile games will impact the 3DS, or do you just envision them being completely separate?
Um, well, the 3DS is not exactly going strong right now because there's not much coming out for the remainder of the year or doesn't have a date. So I think that's the bigger issue related to the 3DS than pretty much mobile devices because it's pretty clear where the balance lies. Like, if you would look like a game like Fire Emblem If that comes in Japan this summer, that's a very different game than things you would see on mobile. That's very clear to see. The problem is there are not many 3DS games scheduled for this year to begin with, and that makes me sort of worried.
I think it's more you're not seeing so much attention on the 3DS because this is kind of the year of the Wii U. I felt like E3 last year that was the big thing. It's Wii U. It's all games on the Wii U, and I think
Yeah, but that's then kind of sort of the issue because last year that was also a year mostly related to the Wii U, and you just have a new handheld released 2 months ago, or less than more than a month ago. So
I feel that.
so actually that is a bigger problem right now because they try to revitalize the 3DS market.
No, last year
Well,
was the
couldn't
year of the 3DS. I mean, there were so many great titles for the 3DS
No,
last year.
no that was 2013. There were not many titles last year.
Has it already been 2 years?
But couldn't they just? I mean, I almost envision Nintendo pulling a reverse because, okay, last year at E3, you got all the games that are coming out, you know, in the remainder of the year, and then this year for the Wii U. So couldn't theoretically? I mean, we already have a good idea of what's coming out for the Wii U in the second half of the year. Couldn't they just make it, a more 3DS impactful E3 to show what's coming out end of the year, beginning of next year?
Yeah, the problem is the last 2 years they've only shown at max 4 titles for 3DS each, and those were way bigger in 2013, 2012. So I'm honestly hoping that they would do something like that, but it's honestly hard to say. But with the new 3DS release, you would honestly think that they have some plans or some idea where the 3DS is going.
On another topic, back to mobile. Sorry, done to sidetrack us here. What I'm
Hmm.
more excited, even like aside what games could possibly come to mobile platforms, I'm more interested in what kind of account that they can provide. Like having, like we all know Nintendo is not that great with their online platform and their social community. I mean, Miiverse is kind of a good first step in that direction, but they still have got a long way to go. Like you can't be connected to Nintendo things when you're away from the console, away from your living room. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they will do with the whole PC platform, mobile platform, consoles, all that in like a cloud, like a Nintendo cloud.
Hmm.
Do you guys have any ideas
But
of what that could?
well, it's the other half of that deal where DNA is going to make their backend of what's supposed to be their next membership program or something related to that regard. Honestly, I know that they have very good internet services and mobile technologies, and they've been developing that for ages now. So much so they have multiple studios around the world dedicated to that stuff. So I'm honestly not surprised that they are asking them for support because they only have since a couple of years have a dedicated office for online services, which is Nintendo Network Services that's somewhere located in Japan, which handles Miiverse, the eShop, and that sort of stuff. And that is a very small company. They don't do can do extremely much, and they mostly are reliant on internal Nintendo development support. So getting outside people in would maybe get a new perspective for them as well, and maybe help to develop like future Nintendo platforms just a tiny bit better.
Well, didn't Iwata say that the new membership thing would drop in the fall?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it would come to PC, to their first mobile game, and to Wii U and 3DS.
So what do you think that's going to be? You got any theories? Because I have a theory, but I
You
would like
you
to
you
hear
could go
others.
first. Yeah, you go first.
Well, I remember last year I talked about it a little bit on the show. Yesterday I had some
Hmm.
good intel um, for E3 last year that said, Nintendo is about to do this sick virtual console subscription service. It's going to be insane. And I was so convinced because this guy has told me things before and that became true that I did a write up for it and I had it ready to go. All I had to do was hit publish, but then they never announced it. So that's always kind of been in the back of my head, and I could definitely. It's almost like I don't. I guess I could. The only thing I don't get how it'll work is the rewards part of it. Are you still going to get things for purchasing Nintendo products? I guess they could just link it to your system, but then there's the whole thing of what if you just borrow the game or rent the game? I don't know. That's kind of above my head, but I could definitely see a subscription service because really, I mean, Nintendo is holding back a lot of virtual console stuff. We still haven't seen any DS stuff. We still don't have, you know, didn't they announce? Did they
N64.
announce GameCube at one point, or did I make that up?
No. You make that up. But they did announce
Okay, okay, so N64,
N64 at some point.
right? So I mean,
If you,
theoretically, it can't
just a
be
side note,
for
if you go more further back, if you go further back, they announced even I think in 2011 like Neo Geo stuff for the 3DS that never came.
right. And to me, it seems like a perfect tie because now you have this big company that can do cloud things, that can do things like that, and if they can
Yeah.
handle, that kind of massive service, I mean, why not?
But the thing is, they can already handle in the back end, like if people have purchased a certain title, you will get the other title for free. So there is some of implementation there at the back end of the eShop, but it's not as strong as it could be. And maybe it's more related to that. Like the back end of the eShop is not a strong one. It's mostly still web based. And maybe is that with DNA coming on board, it becomes a bit more native, and that's maybe also handy for their smartphone apps in the future.
Right, and you could theoretically, I could see something like where you can purchase stuff for your Wii U from your smartphone and then have it, download or something. Like you could sync up your Wii
Hmm.
U and 3DS to your smartphone, things like that. I mean, put your 3DS in sleep mode and then it can, access the eShop or whatnot.
Automatically downloading was already an option on 3DS and Wii U, but they barely used it. And I honestly think that
Right.
maybe the web shop is finally coming, but it's coming as the smartphone app.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I mean, everyone you pretty much buy a cell phone nowadays. It's a smartphone, so it's
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff I want to see. I could care less about the frickin' the actual smartphone games. Like I'm probably never gonna play them unless I get an email about it or something. But it has. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in phone games. I like controllers. I like you know I like platforms. I don't like mobile.
But if there's one thing that Nintendo's good at is optimizing it for the platform. So even if they're making a mobile phone game, I'm pretty sure they're gonna optimize it for that smartphone. But we'll
But you got
see.
to figure there's so many different smartphones that have different specs on them. Like my smartphone I bought a year or two ago, and it's pretty much outdated because the technology moves so fast in smartphones. So
Sean, if
uh,
you if you want a controller, you're probably going to get like Nintendo doing something like this, which is a controller that connects to your Bluetooth on your phone. This is
yeah, I
something
don't
else
like
though.
that.
This is third party. I'm
I
saying
don't
Yeah,
like,
but
like that.
they're not gonna make games like that. Honestly, that is what I'm gonna tell you straight up. That's why they're not making ports. If they're making ports, then yeah, the controller would make sense. But if they're making actual smartphone games, I think they're just gonna optimize it for the system itself and not make it something that you can already play on your Wii U or 3DS.
no, yeah, I agree with you, Don. I don't see any ports of old games or virtual console like I can't imagine it. I can't imagine playing like on a touch screen any of those games. I'm seeing very specialized software going to mobile platforms.
Yeah,
Elite Beat Agents.
The what?
Elite Beat Agents. That could be a
that that
franchise for
com-
the phone.
that company that made Elite Wage Agents is as good as that. So don't toy with
Really?
my heart there, man. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Elite Beat
yeah,
Agents was a great game, but I mean
yeah.
they could do something in that sort of style.
The last I've heard, they made the Black Eyed Peas experience for Connect.
Ugh, poor people.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I
All
don't
right,
know what
so
they're gonna do. That's
I
the
don't
thing.
think it's very hard to say.
Yeah.
I guess the last little nugget would be the
Big nugget.
Nintendo NX, a new console. Woohoo! Thoughts, theories. My theory is 2017, the very earliest. 2016 would be asinine and way too soon.
No.
2017, and see, I actually was talking to someone based on an article that one of the people on the site wrote about, and thinking about it in retrospect, it would kind of almost extend the life of the system for the Wii U to the point of where they could, sit on the NX and develop it more. Would be something, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is something like definitely not on the same level of Steam, but something akin to it that
Yeah.
Nintendo does. And then, I mean, that would theoretically extend the life of the Wii U. It would probably, like,
But
if you marketed that right, that would sell systems.
No, that's smart.
yeah,
I like that.
at
So
this but at the same time, I honestly feel that nothing can turn around the Wii U anymore. Like they have tried their darnest. I can give Nintendo so many props for that, for giving to them all and doing so much with the Wii U. And the games that I've put out are amazing. But honestly, if something would have turned around, it would have been Smash Bros. Or something like that, and sold a decent amount of Wii U's, but not enough to the point where it can save the system.
I don't think you're ever gonna see Nintendo at the top using the like the Wii was a one-off. That whole targeting the broader family scope. They
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
repeat it.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
but to
But
compete to compete with Sony, Microsoft, like to gain that audience's attention, you're not going to do it and get unless you get third party, and you're not going to get third party unless you have a system that's basically a PC like that can be ported easily. And that's just not Nintendo's way of doing things. They're not in it. They always believe like it's part of their company philosophy to use existing technology that has like not the latest technology, but something that's already on the market that's kind of cheap, and then you turn that into a system. So I don't see
well,
them.
they did it with the Wii. Like the GameCube was a very powerful system, the most powerful of its generation, and they got burned by it because it didn't sell enough.
Right.
Now they are the weakest of the generation, and now they're burned because they aren't the strongest enough. So I'm not sure at which direction the NX should go. It's a really difficult thing for them to decide
Even
because if you make it too weak, then people like third parties will say from it isn't up to par with what the other systems could offer. No, thank you. If you make it the strongest, it makes it more complicated, and maybe people won't develop for that either. So they must find the perfect middle ground with NX, and that is not an easy thing to do.
oh no, it's definitely not easy. Like to attract the mass market, it's not to do it like the way Nintendo does. It's not smart. But I mean, if you look as a gamer, frick, if you look at the three systems, like the Wii U has so many
Yeah,
exclusives, has so much fun to
yeah,
offer, but it doesn't talk to the mass market, and that's just a shame. It's a shame.
yeah.
Well, I think my thing is like it's not. It's I don't even think at this point of the game it's about turning the Wii U around or whatever. Because I mean,
No.
it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So why not just if you can have a service like something similar to Steam? I mean that could easily generate sales well beyond even the expiration of the system, depending on how long you keep it involved. So, I mean, like Nintendo's making money on software, and they're making money on amiibos, and they're making money on 3DS stuff right now. Like the Wii U's not really the actual system. Like, yes, they're not selling them at a loss, but it's nothing to write home about. So
Yeah.
but I just think killing the system, in 2006 or at the end of this year to make way for the NX is just stupid. Like the NX should be a 2017 sort of system, and
The problem is, if you are going to do that, they need software to keep supporting the Wii U afloat and throughout 2016. And most of the titles that are still available are coming out this year. So they need to have something for 2016.
I
but
agree
at the
with.
same time, at E3 before E3 last year, there wasn't shit coming out this year.
That's not entirely true. We had a lot of
That's
time.
not no.
Yeah, we had Xenoblade, we Yoshi's Woolly World. Like we had a lot that they've been talking about for years. They just didn't have release dates, but we knew that they were in development. Now we're really much in the dark. After Zelda U, what's after that? It's a cliff. We don't know. But I agree with
Metroid,
Sean.
F-Zero.
Yeah, well, that's not confirmed. But 2016 is too early. I don't think we're going to see any. I think we're going to see still like this E3. We're going to see a lot of surprises. 2016, no NX. Earliest 2017.
It's
I mean, to me,
again that's the hardest call because I want them to skip the word on Wii U. I have good fun with my Wii U, but at the same time, it's a really hard call to make because are there people or are there still studios out there that are developing Wii U software, and if they are, how quickly can they turn around to keep it relevant to the market? Because if you still want people to Wii U to buy Wii U, you know that the new system is coming out. Will people still buy it? That's just the problem because they've kind of made a shot in the dark to just show people, hey, we're still just addicted to making video game platforms. But at the same time, that also turns some people off saying from, so you're gonna make a new platform in 2 years or so? Yeah, I'm not gonna buy the Wii U now.
But
right, which is why they
if
don't
they
need to say shit about it.
if they
Yeah,
play it smart, like Sean is saying, and they say, yeah, we got the NX coming, like whatever. People know the NX is coming. So they'll be like, okay, here are the games coming out for the Wii U in the next 2 years. But we're also going to give you this cloud service where you can access our entire library, bam, on the Wii U. It's like, wow, okay, well, the Wii U has value to me. Like, why would you not buy it? And then they say, to remove fear, you just say, yeah, the NX will also have access to the cloud. It's like, okay.
Yeah, again, the problem is that they need to give people that value, and there have been a lot of problems with the Virtual Console. There have been problems with their output on the Wii U eShop itself because I don't think it's not creatively interesting as the 3DS eShop. So the Wii U has a lot more problems than the 3DS throughout its lifespan, and if they want to turn all of those problems around, they need to do that this year.
Well, the thing of it is, I mean, let's call a spade if we're going to go down this road. The Wii Virtual Console WiiWare is better, not from an indie standpoint, but from a Virtual Console standpoint. Is
No,
light years.
I would say that the indie games on the WiiWare were pretty much more interesting. I will say that.
Really? I would say more variety. I don't think I'd say more interesting, but I will say more variety because there wasn't 10,000 frickin' platformers. Love platformers, but Jesus Christ, I've had enough. Please, give me some variety, please.
Yeah,
Like, the 2D platformers on the eShop are killing me.
particularly Nintendo did some incredible things with WiiWare. You had the art style games. You had these really weird adventures from Skip with Snowpack Park. You had this really variety and different stuff, and they haven't done a single new interesting thing on the Wii U eShop.
Well, and see, that's the thing too, because you had Konami doing that whole Rebirth series, Castlevania Rebirth, Contra Rebirth.
Yeah.
Those games were freaking awesome, like top-notch shit. And like, where are they? Why aren't they trying? I guess that was kind of to tap into the user base, and now that the user base isn't there. I mean, I love indie games. I love playing indie games, but a lot of these, I guess. I mean, you can't really blame them because when you start making a game, you don't really have it set in your head, what the competition is going to look like. But way too many freaking people made 2D platformers for the Wii U.
The variety of publishers and indie games were interesting on WiiWare. You had like Square Enix making My Life as a King, for example. You had Konami with Konosuba, which was this weird like one-button platformer. It was all this cool stuff, and you kind of look at
Hudson
Wii U
Soft
eShop.
made a couple games.
Yeah, but then you look at the Wii U eShop and you think, that's radically different.
Yeah, because it's a lot of smaller companies. You don't.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have any of the big companies, putting anything out on there, anything out exclusive on there, which would actually be smart because, you can make it's a low risk environment when you're doing something like realistically, how much could Castlevania and Contra Rebirth have cost Konami to make? I mean, realistically.
Oh, Castlevania was pretty much a remake of the Game Boy game, but then way better. So
exactly.
It's
strange how it's just very strange how they're not even really trying to do anything. So I don't know, Jason, what do you think? You've been pretty quiet.
I'm just scarfing down my dinner. I'm finally done, so I can.
Okay.
What are we talking?
Just you wait till Runbow is. I have been totally ignoring the chat room. I'm so sorry. 3D platformers. Now, there's a lot of 3D.
Whoa, hang on. I was gonna open up with 3D platformers. Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of 2D platformers in the indie scene, and I feel like I should speak up for the indie scene. The Wii U opened the gates to all Nintendo fans saying, hey, you love Nintendo games growing up, you want to be a developer, it's easy. And it is easy to join, to become a developer. And a lot of people fulfilled their dreams of making 2D platformers because that's what they grew up with, and they're easy to make. But now you're actually seeing the indie scene evolve. I'm seeing a lot of 3D platformers coming out. A lot of things. Like, I think people are onto you, Shawn. They're agreeing with you. There's a lot of puzzles on the eShop, a lot of indie 2D platformers. And it seems like we're too many. Sure, too many. Well, stop downloading them.
Well,
I can't. I have to review them.
Yeah. The problem is the difference between WiiWare and Wii U eShop. There was more variety on WiiWare.
Well, I mean, where's the Wii U has been out since for 2.5 years or whatever.
A little
But
bit.
Yeah.
there's not a single first person shooter on the eShop. There's not a single 3D world game on the eShop. Like, why? Why? Like, that's such an untapped market. Look at all these kiddies going crazy over all these Minecraft clones. Like there's a market for different types of games. It's just no one's trying to really tap into it, and it sucks. I mean, yes, they're
Yeah.
coming, but
But the thing is the
not
install
soon enough.
base. I mean, you've got. Let's say you're talking about indie developers, right, Sean, or just games in general?
No, it could just be indie developers.
All right,
Okay,
so
in
indie
general, yeah.
developers. So as an indie developer, you've got the Wii U, PS4, Xbox, and you got Steam. Like Wii U is obviously the weakest of the like out of all the audiences. Say you're an indie developer and you don't know anything. It
Yeah.
has the smallest install base. You're not gonna go and try to
Port.
be port's smart. Yeah, you go on Steam and then you port to Wii U or whatever. But
Where is Cube? Where is Slender? Where is I don't know, there's some other cool, different types of games. Like, where are these games? Why am I not having these games?
Sync, where's
Like,
Sync?
that's why I liked Master Reboot so much, because Master Reboot was nothing like what was on the eShop, and it was a good game. So
And
things like that, man. Just
you know you
give
can.
me things like that.
Yeah, you have a point. Like there are a lot of. I don't know why we're not seeing more port. I don't know, Don, if you have more insight into this.
Why? On ports?
Ports, yeah. So I know Unity is, the friendly development platform that lets you go everywhere. But why aren't we
Yeah.
seeing more original games coming to the Wii? Why aren't we seeing more diversity?
Well, it's a couple of reasons. I think one is particularly the install base, like you said before. There are sadly some problems with that install base. Um, and like WiiWare was still their first platform back then, so it was still fresh and new, and people were excited to try it. And then you have also the support of engines. Engines used not to be a big thing like a couple of years ago. It would have been more done more natively, but the specific engines make it easier to make a game now, and you won't have as many engines supported to keep your games running on various platforms. And while the Wii U is really working hard on that, there are some engines that are still not supported on that thing. I know for a fact that Dan Edelman, who was working on a different game right now, I totally forget the name of that game, has an that game runs on an engine that isn't supported by the Wii U. So it would have been so it they should have ported it to a different engine to make it run on the Wii U in the first place.
Right, and that's part of Nintendo's issue is they need more variety of engine support. But someone did bring up in the chat room, even though that is a damn 2D game, Freedom Planet. Freedom Planet looks freaking awesome. My
Oh yeah.
Sonic erection was hard as a rock at that. So, I mean, there's stuff I would just like to see
Oh,
more
here we go.
stuff. Ooh,
Here we go. Intermission time. Going to Sean's collection.
No, I
But
looked
yeah,
over
but,
at my Genesis games, and Super Baseball 2000 was ahead of Sonic and Knuckles. So either someone's an ass and came in my room and rearranged that, or I just wasn't paying attention.
but
You know,
yeah, I that's the thing. Even if the Wii U is not gonna continue to sell stellar, I would still like some variety of games there on the platform, and hopefully there are some indie games coming in the near future that do that. But
well, you've got
it's the
some.
it's mostly what currently keeps the console at the float at the moment.
You've got some good indies coming. You got Affordable Space
Yeah,
Adventure around the corner. That's amazing.
Affordable Space Adventures is the sole game that would save my Wii U time because I played it multiple times and can't wait to play that. But it's also I just want to see just more of it. I just want to see more games like it.
I
But
agree.
Although,
it's a bit unlikely because not many games can really afford to solely focus on a gamepad because you would make it too exclusive for the Wii U.
Yeah, for sure.
Although there is a touch of not talking shit, but there is a touch of irony in the name of the game. But anyways, um,
Oh.
no, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Because of the price.
hmm
Ugh.
But that
That I'm t-
actually, let's talk about the price for a second. We are seeing a lot of
right.
indies hit that price, like the solid indie titles that you hear a lot about and that like score very well. They're in that price range. So
But
you're
are they
saying,
gonna sell? I mean, that's why bullshit like Meme Run sold because well,
oh
that
come
wasn't really
on,
price related.
you're comparing Affordable Space Adventures to Meme Run. Like, come on, dude.
I'm comparing affordable space adventures to cheap ass indie games. Cheap ass indie games I feel have a greater potential to make more money than something like affordable space adventures at a $20 price point. Just because a $20 price point is a large price point for an indie game on the Wii U eShop, there's not many. Shantae is an
There,
example of a game
But
I don't.
what?
that's why I give RCM and DX so much credit is because at least as a company they make really cheap and affordable games.
Right. So I mean, is it going to be a good game? More than likely, but I'm
You're
talking
adding
from
you're adding to the
the business
stigma.
side of things.
Just because it's indie doesn't mean it needs to be cheap. That's the thing. An indie
No, no,
I'm not
developer,
saying that
no, no.
I'm not saying that it does, but is affordable space adventures a a a game that's going to appeal to the mass market at $20? No.
I think it's going to appeal to the Nintendo and the Wii U audience at large because it's a game that supports the Wii U gamepad in a very good way, and it
very good
actually
way.
makes it actually makes use of the controller that you paid so much money for. And it's actually a well-made game, and it's also a game which you can play up to 3 people. So it also has that local multiplayer vibe if you want to have that, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that requirement. So it's not necessarily that's an indie game; it's just a good game.
I think,
I,
to play again
I just
to
think it's
Sean's
going to be
argument,
tough.
I think 20 is a tad high, but I think, that plays into their favor. It is a quality game. There's a lot of polish on it. 20
Yeah,
bucks is kind of that. It's not necessarily the sweet spot, but why not aim high? Look at your sales. They're not good. Then you get a few sales going. I think 15 would have been a sweet spot. Like that game is amazing, and $15 is like you're getting value for that.
yeah. I think that 20 is a bit high, but you never know. It might turn out good for them. We can't say for sure without the game launching yet.
The thing is,
I hope.
you're not getting that
I
experience
just hope.
anywhere. You're paying for an exclusive experience. Like you've not done this in your life before. So 20 bucks for that, it's worth it.
I just hope they have a hell of a marketing team. I hope they have a hell of a marketing. I wish them all the
They've
success in the world,
they've
but
got me.
just I yeah, they got you. But I don't know, man. That's tough. $20 is tough. It's tough. I hope it works out for him. I really do. But that's
You're
tough.
right. You're right.
But then
It
again,
is tough.
you know, there's a lot of good $15 games too. Like Master Reboot, I felt was worth the money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Guacamelee,
You got Tesla grad.
Guacamelee was good.
Guacamole was
Tesla
totally worth
grad.
15. How much?
So well, maybe it'll work, and then maybe if it does work, I mean that's probably a good thing because it'll say, hey, you release a high quality game on the system on the eShop, then you can make some money and be a cult favorite. I really am curious as to how Shantae did on the Wii U.
Was Shantae
You
a
might have
$20?
to.
Was Shantae
Yeah.
$20?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That too was a
You
little
need to
high.
pepper. You need to
Because
pepper. But it was
like
damn good though. And
it was.
I did that game burnt out on platformers. I mean, burnt out. And I was like, damn, this is good. This is
But it's,
good.
but it is a bit more match for you though. I feel.
It is a little bit, yeah. It's not so
Yeah.
much 2D platformer. And I actually paid that one. I actually like paid the full 20. I didn't get a free copy of that. Again, 15 I think
So
would have
good.
been good. Yeah, you got the code, damn it. But I don't know. Shantae, like, yeah, it's a solid title. 20 bucks. I don't know. Like when you consider you get like Assassin's Creed after 6 months for 20 bucks.
Well, that's just because of third party bullshit and because these companies lose so much money out the gate that they have to try to recoup anything. Don't get me started on the modern third party. I feel like I talk about it every week.
Hang on, I just saw a good point in the chat. We know Affordable Space Venture is $20 in North America. Don, do you know what it is in the UK? Europe.
You mean Europe?
Europe.
I'm not in the UK. I mean,
Pardon,
I'm not in the UK.
He
I'm in
didn't
Europe.
sound British or anything.
Pardon my ignorance in Europe. That big blob of country over there.
I think there was a price point announced for Europe, and I also think for the UK separately, but I'm not sure. I think it was something like €18, £17, £16, something like that. So basically, it translates directly to what it would be in euros and pounds in comparison to the $20. So it's not straight up like 20 everywhere. So it's at least well done in that fashion.
Okay, so I'm going to bring us back on track because we just went off on an indie tangent here. We were talking about the Nintendo NX.
Talking about the guy who does the indie corner. Come on, man.
Well, that's tomorrow.
You're like an indie tangent. Let's be honest.
I like to bring indies some attention because they deserve more than what they get.
Yeah.
But the NX here, come on, like that's what everyone's talking about this week. Nintendo NX, new console. Just what's it gonna be? What do you think they're gonna learn from the Wii U, from short-sightedness of like learn from the mistakes of the Wii U? Are they gonna incorporate more Wii? Are we gonna see the Wii 3? Let's.
The only thing they've said it's gonna be a new concept.
Hybrid.
Yeah. Okay.
Hybrid makes sense. If you're gonna go balls deep into this mobile market, hybrid is where it is at. Hybrid. Focus on one platform. Everything comes out for one platform, and I mean it makes sense, especially if you could pull off this cloud crap well enough to where you can get, the only caveat I see with the hybrid theory, not the N64 game, is that you would lose your backwards compatibility with the Wii.
So hold up.
I don't know that they care enough right now. Wii U, excuse me. What?
When you say hybrid, you're talking about a handheld and a console together, right? Just to clarify.
Yep. No more dedicated handheld, no more dedicated console. All in one, all encompassing. And that makes sense to me because Nintendo especially if it's priced right, because Nintendo handhelds sell like crack cocaine most of the time. I mean, they're the king of handhelds. So if they could figure, I mean, God, it's beyond my brain, but if they could figure a way, because I mean, third parties do still somewhat support the 3DS. That could be like the gateway drug to be like, yo, we're going to combine our handheld base and our console base into one freaking base, and you could get on board and make games for this. Sky's the limit. But you do have the caveat of backwards compatibility. You would pretty much take a dump on the Wii U. But then again, if you have that freaking cloud service that I keep harking on, then you could still. It won't matter. People will pick up a cheap Wii U.
Even aside from shitting on everything, the business, like the technological hurdle you're talking about here, it would drive the cost up so high. So right now, if you're looking for a handheld, you're looking at about a $200 investment.
How do you figure?
Okay, so you need to build a device that's its own unique piece, like console.
It's almost like they want to make a console with a controller with a screen on it.
That's crazy. Crazy.
I wonder how when they did it. Oh yeah, the Wii U. It didn't sell. Come on, people. Let's be real here for a second. You want to have a hybrid of a console and a handheld? That's what I did with the Wii U. It didn't work.
No. The Wii U was very short-sighted.
Can I leave the house with my Wii U? Can I just take my gamepad and go play wherever I want?
It's still the same principle. Why would I want something that is kind of like what I had before, but didn't really work for me to begin with?
But everyone loves the 3DS. So what if you could have the 3DS, but hey, you got a bonus. You can play it on an HD screen with HD graphics somehow.
But that defeats the purpose of me having a handheld.
Well, you've got the portability, like you've got your gaming on the go, and you've got downgraded graphics to support the gaming on the go. So you've got the success of the 3DS, but hey, then when you're home, you paid a little bit more in your initial investment, but now you've got the
I,
space that you put it into, and then
I,
bam, you've got a full console for I don't know, $100 a month.
I understand why people would like the concept, but I am honestly from a different staple where I see from keep handhelds and consoles separate. Keep them really far away and separate. Because that was the downfall for the PlayStation Vita.
What's the
Eh, yeah. Well, Sony also has weird issues of their own. But but see, wouldn't I mean the software on the Vita was basically, there was nothing original really. It was a lot of ports and a lot of
Well, they did try some original stuff throughout its life cycle, but it never really took off. And
because
as
it
you're
didn't
seeing,
really sell that well.
and then you what you're seeing right now is most of the good software is now being ported to PlayStation 4 because hey, they need more freaking remasters on that system.
Oh
I
my
just
God! Don't get me started on this remasters bullshit.
okay, we're not gonna
You
go
could
into
essentially No, you could essentially buy a PS3 and have like a full PS4 library, like aside from like Infamous and holy shit,
I
man. What is I don't and people will argue with me about it. Well, I didn't get a chance to play it. Now I get to play it now. It's like play what? Like I don't know.
anyways.
That justification just sucks in my
But
opinion. Sucks.
let's go back to Nintendo NX for a
Okay.
second.
Yeah, for
I honestly feel that while I like the concept in theory of like a hybrid system, I am not really sure how it could turn out for the better because you have then separate handheld and console games, but aren't those experiences then not optimized for the other half of the system?
that's my concern. In theory, it's brilliant, but in practice, like you're sacrificing your console component for the handheld component, and then you're increasing cost of your handheld component for your console component. It's I don't know. It's a technological mess in my mind.
Yeah, and I don't think they need another system that has a very difficult concept to convey.
I'm sorry.
So what do you think?
I don't
Do you
think I
think it
don't
should
think
it should be
so sorry, Jason
it
did
should,
here. I said I don't think they need another system that has a difficult concept to convey.
So you think they should just make the PS4 with fun games?
No, I don't think they should stop making concepts because hey, the GameCube was a pretty simple concept to understand. It's a video game console with a very cool controller. But yeah, the Wii U the Wii U didn't really resonate with people because they didn't really know what it was and it wasn't really marketed really well. Um, so if they take more time, see how they can market it, figure out what the best course of action is, then I think that could bring them a lot farther this time around.
Yeah. Well, the Wii U had a lot of issues. They didn't know how to market it, so they came out the door flopping. They didn't know how to do HD, so again, they stumbled there. It was the Wii U was it was like a teenage like it's their teenage like a teenage period for Nintendo because that's when they started like going into the HD world, and they just didn't know what they were doing.
The brave new world of HD that was confirmed 7 years ago.
Yeah, they were late bloomers. What can I say?
Yeah, but the only thing that we really know of NX is like a quote from Iwata that he said in Time. And he basically said the reason why I announced NX, which by the way is not directly related to our alliance with DNA, of course it isn't, was because I want to avoid misunderstandings such as Nintendo might lost interest in its passion for dedicated video game system business. And because I want many people to understand that Nintendo will continue its dedicated game system business with even stronger passion and motivation. I'm sorry, but as I said during the press conference yesterday, we cannot make any further announcements about NX until next year.
No, I mean the NX was obviously announced because they were caught in two areas. They had their shareholders that are getting pissy and moany because they're being too traditional and not migrating to new technologies like mobile. So I mean they had to please their investors, but then had to make sure they're not scaring their fans away by saying, "Oh, we're going mobile, but we're not going to take care of you on consoles." So I mean, they were stuck. They had to confirm that they were going mobile PC, but they also had to confirm a console
Yeah,
with as little information as possible. They just had to say, "Console
that's.
gamers, don't worry."
Hmm. But if it isn't a hybrid, what do you think NX is? Is the handheld or is the console? In the case that it isn't, and I will specifically say it isn't a hybrid.
I don't know. It's hard to predict what Nintendo does. Back in the early days, you went 8-bit, 16-bit, 64-bit was a graphic race until the GameCube. Then they got
I
the
was
little.
muted.
You want to share your thoughts, Sean, Mr. Mute?
I was yelling, and I was like, "Why is no one paying attention?" It has to be a console. It has to. Life cycle wise, it makes sense.
Well, life cycle
It
wise,
has
the
to be a
3DS
console.
the 3DS came earlier onto the market.
I knew you were gonna say that. But no, but okay. I view the new 3DS
Success
as something that,
success wise, I agree with you.
but I think the new 3DS could be something definitely not on as grand of a scale or maybe even lengthwise in time, but I could see the new 3DS kind of being a gap like Game Boy to Game Boy Color was. Definitely not time wise because the
Also
Game
the
Boy Color
DSi,
was around for.
also the DSi.
Yeah.
Well, the DSi, I don't know that the DSi
The DSi
like
also exists for just barely 2.5 years.
did it really? How much?
Yeah,
God, time has gone by so fast.
because
But
because
yeah, I
because
mean something
because
like that.
the DSi came out in 2009. The 3DS came out in 2011. 2 years.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, but then you also, I mean, 2 years from now, I think it would have to be at least the new 3DS. If NX is a home console, which it has to be,
Will be.
then the new 3DS has to sustain for, I would say, 3 years. But I don't know. That would be tough. Two. So you're gonna have the NX and the new thing come out at the same time,
Well, if it's a hybrid, yes, and if it's a new
but it's
handheld,
not a hybrid. We're
but
not. We're
okay,
saying it's not a
not a
hybrid.
hybrid. Yeah, you're probably gonna get. So I mean, the new 3DS came out just last month. So let's say you've got the NX coming out 2017. It would be the end of year, best time, like November. So then you're looking at what are you looking at 2015? You're looking at 2.5 years for the new 3DS going to a whole new. I think that's reasonable.
The new 3DS, Wii U,
The
us,
the ultimate,
Cube,
the super new 3DS.
super new 3DS U, exclusively by Sony.
Hmm.
Didn't Nintendo say they put a lot of thought in their marketing in their names?
They did, and
Yeah.
That's
I
sad.
think I think by thought they meant alcohol.
They put
I think I
yeah.
think the most interesting thing in the last couple of years is NX, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, my biggest thing right now is what the hell is coming in the fall. I think that's going to set the course. I'll go ahead on record and say that is going to set the course of what Nintendo is going to do because they could
What comes out this fall?
easily, well, not easily, but if they get some balls, they could come out with something that seriously kicks ass and that
Hmm.
can extend consoles, can not necessarily turn around sales, but increase sales. Because fall time, you got the Christmas stuff coming up. Do a little $50 price drop or something. I know you hate doing it, Nintendo. Do a little $50 price drop. Have some kick-ass service come out in the fall. Zelda, boom. What else do you need?
What are the other
That's gonna move.
what are the other consoles putting out this year? Call me ignorant, but you've got Fox,
Uh,
Star Fox, and Zelda U. What did the competition have to compete with right now that we know of?
I feel that everything is being delayed on PlayStation 4 at the moment.
Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, PlayStation 4 has I know Bloodborne is coming out relatively soon.
Bloodborne is the only PlayStation
Um,
4 game I'm looking forward to in the very short term. I think everything else is really coming soon.
well, Batman looks pretty dope, and that's
But
coming
that's
out in
also coming.
June,
It's also coming to
allegedly.
Xbox. That's also coming to Xbox One.
Are we talking? Are we talking exclusives?
Yeah, let's talk about exclusives.
I'm talking, yeah. What's the big
Oh,
draw for the PS4 and Xbox One this holiday that we know, or this year even, and not like in the second half. Yeah, second half of 2015.
Hmm.
Competition. What do they have? Because if
second
they've got
half,
nothing, you're gonna see the way you whoop.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Honestly, I hardly have time to keep up with Nintendo stuff. But yeah, as far as the second half of the year goes, I don't know of anything that that's like, oh yeah, we need to get that because like everything that was supposed to come out this year is now being delayed to next year. So yeah, I mean, there's well yeah, Xbox One has Tomb Raider. I
Ooh.
think that's, but who the hell cares? Who Why would you pay good money for an exclusive Tomb Raider game? Like Jesus Christ!
Exactly. So if you've got your
Well,
competition
well,
doing
you,
nothing, you've
well,
got
it's against what's Sony's franchise again with Nathan Drake?
oh no, Uncharted 4 is like delayed till next year.
Yeah, but Uncharted is
Yeah,
well, Uncharted is to PlayStation 4 is Tomb Raider for Xbox One. That's what I'm
but
saying.
Tomb Raider is still just a
No.
timed exclusive.
Yeah,
No,
Tomb
Tomb Raider
Raider.
is just a timed exclusive.
It is.
well, but we don't know how long that time of exclusive
Oh,
will
and it
last.
also is coming out on the 360 as well, according to the chat room.
Wow, because that next gen
So,
console is so worthwhile.
Yeah.
dude, that's my whole freaking thing. Like, trust me, I want a PS4 because Nintendo does not have sports games, and I play a lot of basketball games. Like, I like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
NBA basketball, but I'm not dropping the coin just to play that. Like, you got to give me something else, and like, they're really not. Like, granted, the new Batman game looks dope as hell, but aside from that, I'm just like, okay,
Right.
what
Okay.
else? like
I mean,
show me something else, and they're not.
yeah.
I
So
even played.
assuming
I'll be honest with you. Oh, go ahead. You want to go ahead, or you want me to finish?
I just want to hate on all the other gamers who are not Nintendo. Like assuming that the gaming audience, gamers are smart. What are you doing this holidays? Like you're twiddling your thumbs. The early adopters got their next gen consoles, and they're like, oh, what cool games can I play? Like those who wanted the sports game and all that, they've got their console. And then you look at the Wii U. If you haven't bought it yet, you're like, wow, there's all this great lineup. And then you've got Star Fox and Zelda U, which Zelda itself is
Hmm.
like, although I don't
Because
know if
you
you're a
got.
Zelda if you're a Zelda fan, do you have a Wii U already? Like that's the question.
I would think to some degree, yes. But you'd be surprised at the amount of people who appreciate the system but don't have it. But I was just gonna say, I have only played an Xbox One once, and that was at GameStop like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "What is this shit?" Like, what did I play? I think it was Forza. I want to say it was Forza. Maybe it was something else. But like playing it, I was like, "Am I missing something here?" Like, it was pretty much identical, slightly better, but it was pretty much identical to a damn, you know, 360, like a
Yeah.
slightly beefed up system. So I'm like, why are people
It's
buying this much
but at the same time, I do
into
like the
this?
exclusives. But I do like the exclusives more on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. There are more exclusives on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, I think, of real like Microsoft versus Sony, like first party stuff. Because like I
Yeah,
believe I believe that Microsoft have, for example, Killer Instinct and that sort of stuff. But with Sony, I just have a harder time coming up with games right off the top of my lip.
what are you talking about, dude? You got the order. You go freaking watch a movie and shit.
Shoot
God
zombies
Almighty!
over and over.
People trying to sell me on
I played the order.
you got to be
It's
smoking
not
some
that
good crack cocaine.
it's not that great.
If I want to play a full motion if I want to play a game where I don't get to play, I'll play a full motion video game. I'll play Night Trap on my Sega Saturn or
Oh,
Sega CD. Like, get out of here with this bullshit.
I finally know outside of platform the one PlayStation 4 exclusive I'm most excited for. Hot Shots Golf.
Well,
What? What?
hey, you know what? That's another thing. No, Hot Shots Golf is bringing me into something else. Where are my Mario sports games? Where are they?
Good question.
Wait for the Olympics. You'll get another one at the Olympics.
No bullshit Olympics. Where's my Mario basketball? I got Mario basketball on my DS. Mario Hoops 3-on-3. Where's my
Do
Mario
those
Strikers?
do
Where's
those
my
sell? Do those
baseball?
even those
Hey,
even
hey,
sell?
remember NBA
Yeah.
Street? Remember NBA Street on GameCube with
Yes.
Mario, Luigi, and Peach?
Yes. That shit was awesome.
Yes, it was.
All right,
But
we're at an hour, so we should probably.
We're an
Okay,
hour.
people.
We've got a great
Yeah.
chat going.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I was late, so it's fine that we go late. But
Yeah.
I mean, we usually
You
do.
have to accept that not everybody like you. Everybody likes me. Get out of here.
I don't like you, man. But anyways,
Oh.
Okay.
Don will like you. Although I think he's on the class side tonight. What was I saying, man? Oh, this wine's starting to hit. Yeah, so usually at the end of the Class vs. Crass podcast, we open up about 20 minutes for the audience, the people in the chat room, to ask your questions, to ring in with your opinions, and we bring them up, toss them up, talk about them, answer them. So, chat room, what are your questions? What are your comments? What do you guys think? What's Nintendo going to do with the mobile platform? What's the NX going to look like? What do you guys think of the indie scene on the Wii U? And what do you think about third-party platforms? Or a sports game. Where are the Mario sports game? Let us know.
Seriously, Mario Hoops 3-on-3 was awesome too, because it was developed by Square Enix, and it had, when they were doing their whole Final Fantasy 3 and 4 port, they put Final Fantasy characters and levels in the game. Very good game. Lapine Gate. That's a big thing.
Jason Gate. Jason Gate.
Mario Sports Mega Mix 2 has that. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Was there any information on the new Capcom game they teased in the last major direct? That was a Bandai. Wasn't that a Bandai Namco
That's
game?
That's a Bandai Namco game.
Well,
Don knows everything.
Famitsu-
Go to Twitter and just spam him with tweets. He has all the juicy details.
Well, there isn't much details, I'm afraid, on that thing.
Sorry,
Well,
Sean.
Famitsu is teasing something, so it could be. Will Sean find a publisher for his game? Yeah, I need to.
No. How about you answer the proper questions? Will the DNA backend on smartphones be integrated into the new account system Nintendo supposedly wants to make?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think about a Smash Kart or Smash Brothers Warriors? Not now. I think it's way too soon. Off of Mario Kart and Hyrule Warriors. I think take those IPs and do something different with it. Maybe.
I would love to see the team behind Hyrule Warriors make another game related to a Nintendo franchise.
For sure, yeah.
In a warrior setting, or
In a warrior setting, yeah. Maybe Fire Emblem would work as well. I would love to see a Fire Emblem version of that.
what do you think of Fire Emblem?
Hold up. I want
Shimigami.
to answer the Smash Kart. I think you're going to see Smash Kart in Mario or in the Nintendo NX. Because you're already seeing it with the DLC. You've got Zelda in there. You've got Animal Crossing. You're going to see it. It's coming.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it'll be called that, but I think it'll be more integrated.
It'll be Nintendo Karts or something. Nintendo World Grand Prix or something.
When Nintendo gets an actual account system, do you think digital purchases will be touted to counter the system? I would say the account.
Technically, they are already tied to your account if you are already connected with a Nintendo Network ID.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that a lot of people don't know because Nintendo never freaking talks about it.
No,
but
they never.
Yeah.
They never said it. They never said anything in the direct. They talked about Nintendo Network IDs on 3DS. So there you go.
Yeah. I like Jason's hair on topic.
That's very much on
Listen, how much
topic.
tape.
My hair is always on topic, so. Thank you,
The
Jack.
guy with the black hair is in the Illuminati. I guess Jason's
It's not black
in the
hair.
Illuminati.
It's dark brown.
Do you think we'll get a premium DLC pack for Smash Brothers this year? No.
I think Sakurai's kind of done with that game. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
He's probably on a vacation right now, just trying to forget the whole development of that
Well,
game.
he just wrapped up Mewtwo, so
he probably got like 10 bottles of vodka and 3 hookers waiting for him at a hotel room to relax. How about a
Like,
turn-based RPG for the Wii U?
man,
Um,
SteamWorld Heist coming next year. Look for
it's
it.
not really an RPG though.
Shin Megami Tensei for Fire Emblem whenever that comes out.
Never, never. Come on, don't tell me you're in the camp that thinks that's gonna come out.
I still think it will come out.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
I
buy
know.
it
Me.
Oh, that's interesting.
besides you?
That's interesting. How about a digital amiibo app where you can use phones with NFC and buy digital forms of amiibo? They're already bringing
Well,
in
I mean,
amiibo cards.
yeah.
But amiibo cards would be a bit convenient. I would like the idea of having that on your phone if your phone supports NFC technology.
Well, no, they would have to use the barcode scanner. All phones
Yeah,
can
they
do
could
that.
QR.
Yeah,
What are
but
your thoughts on
how would you hold that towards the gamepad? That seems very inconvenient. But
There you
okay.
go. Yeah, just
What are your thoughts about Kojima leaving Konami?
Hmm.
Kojima, I got a love-hate relationship with the guy. So best of luck in your future endeavors. But
Kojima stood him up
you
on
know,
their first date. It was
I would be
nah,
an,
he hoard
I
his
would,
franchise out.
hmm.
That's what he
I would
did.
be
He
annoyed.
hoard out
Hmm.
something pure.
I would be annoyed if he leaves before he did some more work on Silent Hills.
Oh yeah, when's that coming out? Was that this year?
I think next year.
How do you guys get so many girls? Look at me, son. Do you see
oh,
Nintendo using a
wear a
chat
hat.
app
There you go.
on smart
Sorry.
devices instead of party chat, so there's no additional stress on the server for online games like Smash? No, because I think the servers are gonna get an upgrade from DNA, so I don't really think I don't. And plus, I mean, to some degree, I think that was truth, but I do think there was a bit of sugar on that. Can't have talk in game because of well, I mean, but then again, you don't really have it much with Street Fighter, so I don't know.
Hmm.
What do you guys think of an
What are your
amiibo
thoughts?
game? Seeing Doodle Waluigi suggesting an amiibo game like a cheaper version of Disney Infinity. I don't think Nintendo would ever do that, but it's interesting.
What are your thoughts about
Maybe Nintendo Land 2.
So,
Where the hell is Nintendo Land 2, by the way? Jesus Christ, that game's awesome.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Nintendo getting ripped apart for being sexist with their contribution of Women's Month? I think it's bullshit.
what?
Um,
What?
have you seen that shit?
No. What is this?
Because Nintendo sent out a PR email like celebrating the women in their
Right.
games.
I saw that. Yeah.
Like Huffington Post like ripped them apart, and all these right, I don't know if it's right wing or left wing. I don't stick with politics. So the extreme feminists were ripping it apart. Like get a fucking get a
was
hobby. Get a hobby. If that kind of shit pisses you off to the point of where
That
like
is
you're having to
that is their
reassess
hobby.
your life, get a real hobby. Get a
I
job.
I always just have a weird smirk when I read those American press releases because a while back they sent an entire press release related to the Oscars, and I just cringed at their choices. I was like, man, screw this. I'm going away. I'm going to do something else.
I, I just don't get why people get so worked up over video games.
I don't get worked up, but I just think that they are extremely dumb.
Well, I mean, but the thing of it is like out of out of all the video companies, all the video game companies, Nintendo is the only one that really has consistent strong female characters. Like
Whoa,
you can say, oh well, Peach.
wait.
What?
Who is the strong female Nintendo character other than Samus?
Lucina for
Dude,
Fire
Princess
Emblem.
Peach had her own.
Lucina for Fire Emblem Awakening. Let's see.
You could even do Peach. Peach had her own game on the DS.
For some
Peach is
reason
the
they
worst.
Mario.
Peach
But
is
for
the worst
some reason,
representation.
but for some reason they included Toadette, so I don't know why that is all about. I guess she's in Captain Toad. I guess that counts too.
Well, yeah, Toadette has to save Toad in
Captain
chapter
Toad.
2 of
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but
I mean,
Toadette's not known. Like social media or the press and no one knows who Toadette is. She's new.
but the thing of it is that
Rosalina was in there.
Who?
yeah,
Rosalina? What
Yeah.
does she do? She hugs stars. Like,
Well, here's the thing. She did a
Princess
badass,
Daisy
badass thing
sports
in
and
the.
shit.
Well, she did a badass thing in the Mario Galaxy where she helped Mario to the final boss. That was really cool, actually.
okay, yeah, she powered up
Bravely
a space.
Default had some good female characters. Oh, third party.
No.
But my thing of it is like just God Almighty.
Well, to be fair,
else.
I still think that the one that I did for the Oscars was way worse. Like the Princess Peach Award for best female costume in the movie, Maleficent.
Yeah, that the Oscars thing was pretty bad.
Yeah. The Smash Award for the best fight scene of the year, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
The Dragon Knight
Yeah,
Award for the best film featuring a dragon, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
All right, so back to the questions. Bringing us back on topic. Question: would you rather play Mario Party 10 or an HD remake of the old Mario Party?
The second one.
HD.
Everything that isn't Mario Party 10 is fine.
You guys really hate Mario Party 10 that much?
Yeah.
I like Bowser mode.
Bowser mode is
I like
fun,
Bowser mode.
but it has limited replay value.
Limited replay?
True. They needed more boards for. I think Bowser mode should have been the big draw to the game. Like Bowser mode was, and Bowser. The thing about Bowser mode is that it would have been perfect for online because you could have some dickhead like me sitting on their couch playing as Bowser. There's torturing these people, and that's awesome. But like, no, I have to have people come over to my house and sit on my couch and drink my beers and try to smoke my cigarettes and touch my stuff. Get out of my house.
Everybody would want to beat Bowser online. Like, who would not want to beat Bowser? Come on.
Randomize it.
Hey,
Put 5 people in the room. Randomize it.
Hey, at least your friends don't give out the honorary Bird Award for the best movie that have the word bird in its name for Birdman.
What? I'm so confused.
He's talking about the Oscar stuff.
The honorary Bird Award for best movie with the word bird in its name for Birdman.
To Steven, he's okay. Sorry, Don, I'm cutting you off here. Steven is asking us for the 4th time. When do we think the next Nintendo Direct will be? It'll be
next week.
Next week.
Maybe sometime in the next 7 days.
You know what? We called it last time on this podcast. We called it. So here you go again. We're calling it the 2nd time.
Yeah.
This week.
If you were an architect for Nintendo and making NX, which processor do you want in the system? PowerPC or x86? You could have said poo poo pee pee or kakaduku. I don't know that kind of stuff.
You guys should ask the engineer around here, which I'm gonna pretend I'm not. Next question.
Side note. If you can see what I'm holding up, this is what I've been working on all day.
Oh, come on. You want to show off your stuff? This is what I'm working on right here. Look at this sexy beast. What's it called? The NES 30 Pro game controller.
Really? You're going to do a controller to something that plays 9 systems.
I don't have
9 freaking systems.
I don't have anything to show what I work on, but I have the cover plates for Majora's Mask 3D.
Oh, shit. That beats all of us. Damn you and your mini 3D and your little plates. That's hot. That's sexy.
Yeah. But black is so.
All right, so let's get the final questions in, folks. It's getting a little late in the evening. Final questions. Room's hopping. 45 people in there.
Yeah, nobody wants to ask you questions though. Jason, what kind of? Oh, Jason? Good question. I love this question. I wish more people asked it. Tonight, I'm trying out a new wine. It's actually called Bodacious Smooth Red. It's pretty cheap. You can get it for like $8 or less. It was on sale. But yeah, it's really smooth. It's really good. If you like red wines and you like them smooth, get some Bodacious.
You sound like a freaking commercial.
Dude, have you looked at Indie Corner? Indie Corner itself sounds like a commercial.
Do you think all of the 3DS and Wii U eShop games will transfer to the NX? Maybe. It depends.
No,
It
no,
depends what the system is.
nope. They're not going to want to kill the momentum the Wii U has, whatever that momentum may be.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
The way that they're talking about this cloud system, it's going to support the 3DS, the Wii U, this magical thing, and the NX. They're not going to make the NX backwards compatible because then it would just kill the Wii U. Like it'd be dead. There'd be absolutely no reason for you to get the Wii U.
Well, there's already a reason to buy the Wii U now, and the people are still not buying it. So
Yeah, I mean, it can't really
what?
get a
Yeah,
whole hell of a lot worse.
You would make it even. Yeah, it would make it worse if you made it back. And
Unless they do
no.
my cloud thing,
And if the
because then
NX
you can have a cheaper alternative.
for the NX to support the Wii U, you would need a tablet controller. So I don't think you're going to see the tablet controller return.
What do you think the next direct will be about? Splatoon.
Oh, for sure, Splatoon.
It has to. It comes out in May.
Splatoon, maybe an update on Yoshi's Woolly World because that was supposed to come out last year, and Mario Maker wasn't that supposed to
what
be
is it
like?
with you and that?
Dude, you don't know how fun it
That's
is.
supposed to be like.
It's so fun to eat your buddy and toss him as an egg. Like, what other game lets you poop out your buddy and use him as a weapon?
Well, I'm looking forward to Woolly World because you can throw pieces of yarn.
What did you just say?
It's a
I look
2D
forward-
side scroller, and I am
I look
tired
forward-
of 2D
I-
side
I
scrollers.
look forward to Woolly World because you can throw pieces of yarn.
Seriously.
I don't
Dude,
care if
go buy
Nintendo
something.
sends me a real life Yoshi, like in a box with the game. I will mail it to someone else because I do not want to play.
Mail it to me. Mail it to me.
We might also
You'll
heard
get it.
something about the thing that was recently trademarked, Pokemon Rumble World.
That's true, and that's a whole nother thing. There was a good question. Where did it go? Oh, shit, I lost it. Is Yoshi's Woolly World ever coming out? I don't care.
Hopefully sometime soon.
I don't care. Will you guys review mobile Nintendo games at Nintendo Enthusiast?
Sean will review all of them.
I have a shit phone, so it's good for drunk texting girls at like 2 a.m, and that's about it. So
Well, we're gonna hook you up with a
I
new phone.
will probably review them because I have no other choice. I review everything Nintendo related.
yeah. I mean, if I see it in my inbox, well, hell, we on our for Xenoblade, I was tied up doing something, and so we gave it to someone else on the site who did not have a new 3DS, who went and bought a new 3DS just to play it. So
that's
like, oh man, I was waiting for a new 3DS.
That's impressive.
Yeah, well, he was hyped about the game. He really wanted to. That was the reason he was going to buy a new 3DS, was to buy Xenoblade, and I was like, yo, look it up sooner. Nintendo needs to do an English dub for Xenoblade Chronicles X presentation.
English
we
dubs
already know enough.
English dubs are terrible. Come on.
Well,
the new Star Fox
you can only play with the English dub in Xenoblade Chronicles 3D.
That's true.
You can? Yeah.
The Japanese dub is not available in the 3DS game.
Will the new Star Fox
No, go ahead.
No, yeah. All right. Will the new Star Fox have a genuine new story? Will it be a copy remaster of Star Fox 64? It's going to be friggin' brand new with all new controls. It's just going to blow your mind. It's going to be amazing.
And Slippy will be killed off.
That would be nice. I hope Peppy goes. I hope
Peppy
returns into a ship. I'm not a big fan of having him as a professor.
I hope it's just Star Fox 64 HD, and that would make me happy.
Dude, you could re-release the whole 90s and you'd be happy.
I know.
Smash NX. I don't know. It's too early to talk about Smash. We just got a Smash.
You got 2 Smash games.
Yeah, that's true. You got 2 Smash.
Yeah.
Paper Mario U would be fun. Yes, it would. I hope it would have a better name than that, though.
I don't have any hope for the franchise since Paper Mario Sticker Star.
I haven't played Paper Mario
Yeah.
since the Wii version, and I got stuck. I saved just before where you have to fight a lot of people in like a dojo, and
Yeah.
I wasn't leveled up enough, so it was either restart the whole game or just give up, and I gave up.
Yeah, I like the previous 3 games, but Sticker Star just really disappointed me.
Do you think Project Cars will ever be released for the Wii U?
Don't ask Shawn that.
Project Cars will come out someday, when it actually eventually happens.
Project Cars will come out on the NX. Yeah, I think you have a better chance of seeing it on the NX than you do on the damn Wii U. There's something else. I was asking for a remaster, but it was a joke. I don't like remasters.
We should probably look at remasters soon, guys. As much fun as we're having,
Alright.
This is very fun, by the way.
GameCube remasters coming soon to the Wii U. All of them.
Which one?
No.
All of the games.
No.
Super Mario Sunshine. I would play Super Mario.
Well, they technically a GameCube game has been remastered,
Which one?
and I'll show you that game.
Of course,
this one.
What's a Class vs. Crass without the Shawn collection show off? show that cover.
Of course.
Show the cover.
But yeah,
But-
I mean, technically this is
Ta-da!
Oh,
It's a remaster.
Nintendo is showing. Why am I calling him Nintendo? Dan is showing off his collection.
because you're drunk.
I am getting a little drunk here. What is that? What's in the top left? Is that a Bravely Default collector's item?
Yeah, the collector's edition for Europe.
Oh, that's nice. Has a soundtrack in there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And is that what's the blurry thing in the middle at the top? It's black. Is that?
That's in the middle? That's the special edition for Europe for Majora's Mask.
Ah, I thought so. Does it have the figurine in it?
The figurine I got separate in a separate box, but it did come. Did I have it here? Hold up. I
totally
Hey.
cut off Shawn. Here we go.
Hey, there we go. Does come with the pin, the Majora's Mask pin.
Oh, that's nice. You're gonna have to send that to us as the fee for participating on this podcast.
No, I'm gonna wear this on my jacket during E3.
All right, Shawn. Sorry I cut you off. What game were you showing off? Thousand
I don't
apologies.
know.
Come on.
It's over.
What?
It's over now.
No, come on. What GameCube game has been remastered?
Resident Evil.
All right. You want to show it off again?
No, I don't. I want to show this, the finest game in my collection. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
This is one of the nicest piece in my collection. The How Warriors treasure chest.
Does it make noise when you open it? That sounds terrible. All right. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, well, it's not Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Oh, I got something to beat that. Def Jam Rap Star. If you know about that.
Jeff
I got
Jam
the
Rap
mic
Star.
for it, too.
Nope. Nope.
All right. Let's get you nerds back on track here, you collecting nerds. So, do you think that my life will end after buying Zelda U and Xenoblade Chronicles X because I will starve in front of my Wii U? Tony Kaname Kuran is not the name I should have named. Jojin Klein. You probably will. Make sure you bring lots of snacks when you start off those games. What do you guys think?
That's a good
I don't
question.
know. I'm putting this treasure chest back.
All right. Don, do come back. We're going to be wrapping up this podcast because we are totally trailing off right now.
Okay.
When the guys are looking at their collections and I'm starting to spew nonsense, you know this podcast is coming to an end.
I have the biggest troll here that I can give for North Americans.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So if you would buy the free RPGs for Wii in Europe, you would get these free golden coins for Xenoblade, Pandora's Tower, and The Last Story.
Oh, that's bullshit. Those are sexy.
Is it real gold?
I'm not sure if they're actual gold, but they look pretty awesome if the logo's on there engraved.
What's on the other side?
Let me see. The logos of the let's see. On the other side, there is one of the arts of Shulk on the Xenoblade one.
Nice.
The emblem, the curse of the gills on the other side of the Pandora's Tower one.
Nice.
And I don't know at the one for the last story. I have to check.
All right. So the only...
Let's see. That is
Just show it to the camera.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
We'll figure it out. The last story. That's the last story. That's what it is.
Yep. Here you go.
Okay. A flame of some sort.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. All I've got to show off are Sega Genesis wireless controllers, which I think they go for $100. That's what I got. So eat it. I'm sure none of you have that. All right, guys. It's been a fun night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Are you guys done showing your goodies?
Oh, we're never done. We're never done.
All right, so maybe we'll start maybe Retro Corner should have its own live podcast, and it's all about showing off goodies.
Yep.
I'll friggin' get Gamester 81 to fucking bust out some stuff.
One last thing. Bowser controller.
Oh, the Bowser controller. Oh, that looks nice. I might get that. That looks pretty cool.
Yep. There you go. Now I'm done.
Okay, great. That looked good. Way to finish off. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. We are a little bit over time. Thanks, everyone, for joining Class vs. Crass, where we have myself debate topics with Shawn, and we like to sometimes bring in a guest to vary it up a little. Thanks, everyone, for joining. It was a great episode. I'm going to let everyone else sign off. So, Don, thanks again for joining. Is there anything you would like to redirect our viewers to? I know you have a bunch of blogs. You also have some great YouTube content. You always put up some first looks on all the indie games. Anything you want to share, please?
There's the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Nintendo1. That is NINTENDAAN. And then the one at the end. There's Go Nintendo, where I work. There's Nintendo World Report. There is the NF Magazine, and there's my Twitter, which is the same, but then without the one at the end. So that kind of works out.
All right, feel free.
So there's a ton of stuff that you can watch every single day. Not as much today because I barely did anything today, but we'll get back tomorrow on track, hopefully.
All right, Dan, feel free to type any of that information down into the chat so people can just copy-paste.
Yeah, I'm currently not in the YouTube chat, so that's the issue.
Well, you can't, really. That's odd. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll just leave it at that then. No worries.
All right, so guys, I hope you guys you have a good listening to remember everything Don said. Shawn Long, give us your sign-off and everything you want to promote.
Look for a video maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I'll finish it. It's actually pretty much... Nah, dude, this is a hot video. I put a lot of work into it. I actually try to make it like presentable on like 90% of my videos. So we'll see how it turns out. It's still in the editing stages right now, but I've got to film an intro and an outro, but that's pretty much done. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I gotta do my Fossil Fighters review. That should be up sometime tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. I'm good.
All right. On me, I got a lot of good stuff. I do have an unboxing of this coming up on Nintendo Enthusiast. I'm going to be posting the review on our sister website, gamingenthusiast.net, because it's for PC. As usual, I've also got Indie Corner coming either tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on what my time allows. And a little bit of personal promotion. If you guys haven't watched Let's Make a Gamer Out of Lee, definitely check out my personal channel for that. And you can see me talk as a foreign, totally insulting spirit with an attitude that has to train this girl on how to become a gamer. It's very fun. So you guys...
Plug your indie giveaway.
Oh my god, yes, the indie... Whoops. Needs to lay off the line.
Indie Whoa,
Indie giveaway. What the hell is that, right? So Indie Corner is celebrating its 1-year anniversary, and we are giving away over $100 worth of swag and indie prizes. Do check it out. It's on the channel. All the information is available on our channel.
I'm applauding you for your 1-year anniversary.
Thank you, thank you. So you can win an Armillo shirt, a Shovel Knight shirt, an Indie Corner shirt, a Zeo Drifter mug, and like 7 indie games. And all you have to do is make a stupid video where you're like, "Welcome to Indie Corner, where we do indie news all in 5 minutes." And that's how you enter. You gotta make it a little creative and stuff.
Okay,
But
let me make a video. Welcome to
okay, go
Indie
Don.
Corner. Okay, welcome to Indie Corner, where we will tell you all the indie news in just 5 minutes.
Very good, Don. You are the first participant. Maybe you'll win everything. The codes are good for North America or Europe. So, I mean, it doesn't matter where. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Doesn't matter where you are. Enter it. Okay, see you guys next week if there's some good news. We'll see you on the next Class vs. Crass. See ya. Bye. Everyone say
Bye-bye.
bye.